in our practice of yoga, particularly, it's traveled a long way from a far off place to arrive here and now, right? And the great thing about the practice and practices of yoga and the philosophies of yoga are that there's a truth within them that can cross time and space and even culture. And at the same time, we have to uphold a tradition at the same time. Like, we don't get to just make it up. And a lot of what happens today in the yoga world is, a lot of it has grown and evolved the tradition, and a lot of it is just slapping the name yoga on other things and winging it, right? So sometimes it's really good to take that step back and say, okay, well, let's just learn something about something that everybody thinks they know about. And so in class, we chant together, not just me. We chant 2 bija mantras. So bija means a seed. A seed is, something you plant in the ground, and it holds the full potential of whatever it's the seed for. And the bija mantras, you can't apply a meaning to those. In other words, you can't apply this means that. It's a vibration. It is sound. It is the power of consciousness vibrating through at a particular frequency. And so when we chant in my classes, we chant 2 bija mantras. The bija mantra Om, the one everybody wears on t-shirts and chant in very demonstrative ways, and Hrim. And what they are that they were the dual polar natures really of each other. So Om, we can think of, now remembering that it's just a vibration, so it's not, again, we can't apply a definition to it. But Om is as if it is the vibration that the full expansion of the cosmos and all that is vibrating at that frequency. And Hrim is the vibrational frequency of all of consciousness that has taken form, that is manifested. That is the earth, the block, myself. And so these 2 things, that which is completely infinite and that which is finite, have their own vibrations. And so we chant them together because together they're the fullness of consciousness. To just, in my view, and I'm sure there will be people who would disagree, to just chant, oh, eternal, 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 is to turn away from that which is here and now and imminent, that we should be celebrating as the great gift of embodiment. And so we bring Hrim into the picture. Sometimes we can think of them as Om as the divine sacred masculine and Hrim as the divine sacred feminine. We bring them together in the sacred union of marriage. And so this is why we do both. Hrim is Hrim. Hrim. That's the manifest, the goddess. Om is different than you may have heard it. It's not this ow thing like you hear, and it goes on forever and ever and ever. If you're familiar with the Devanagari, the little thing that looks like a 3, and then it has the tail and a little dot and a dot, what that does is that it tells you that the sound actually is going to return back to where it came from. So there's no actual im in Om when there's not some other word following after it that probably that requires requires the M. So rather, the sound is more as if it was O-N-G. Om. You feel how that starts and it reaches out and then it comes back. Om. Om Hrim. Does that make sense? Instead of Om Hrim. So it's much softer. It's the sound of like bees buzzing in the springtime as they go out to find the pollen and in the beautiful flowers. Om Hrim. So shall we bring together these two polars, the infinite and the finite, the eternal and the embodied, the masculine, the feminine, the solar, the lunar. Om Hrim. So settling in, close your eyes.